Welcome on board, inspired by nature. It's a bit of a dull, grey, rainy looking day, and that's good because we need rain. This season it's been very dry and very hot, and the canals have got low on water, and because of this they've actually started closing the canals. In fact, this canal is closed. My boat's about 3 foot out from where it should normally be, and I'm touching the bottom. So a lot of boats are actually tilting over to one side, but what I've done is pushed the boat out further into the canal. That's all you can do, really. The last time that this has happened along the canals was in 1976. Recently I visited the reservoirs that feed these canals, and oh boy. This is Bosley Reservoir. It's got some water in it, but officially, if it's a good year of rain, it would normally be somewhere up here. And you can see how far down it is. It's literally beyond the last marker. That's low. So we really do need a lot of rain, and we don't just want like 1 week, we need months and months of rain, and maybe in a short time as well, so we can get the water back in the canal and keep the boats floating and open the locks. The hot weather is very challenging for boaters, you know. It can be very hot inside the boat. You'd think that sitting on the water, floating on the water, that you'd actually be a lot cooler, you know, the boat would be cooler, it'd keep you cool, but it doesn't. The only thing I could do really was to open all the hatches, pull the blinds down, stop that sunlight coming in, and just and put some fans on. The closer you are to the surface of the water on the canal, the cooler it is. And the best way to experience that is on a kayak. Many of you must probably know from my social media posts that my kayak got damaged. Maybe not intentionally damaged, but this person took it upon themselves to just take my kayak out of the water and chuck it onto the side of the tow path. And yeah, unfortunately it got ripped as they did that. And yeah, you're supposed to really ask permission, you know, removing somebody's property from the water. When you've got a kayak or a small vessel on the canal, you do have licenses to pay. But anyway, I got it fixed, and I went out on the kayak and enjoyed cooling down. The coolest place to be in hot weather, as we know, is usually in water, but you can't swim in canal water. Trust me, you don't swim in canal water. Beneath the murky, silted water, there's an abundance of aquatic life. We'll leave the swimming to the fish. One way to cool down on a hot summer day is to take a towpath walk and find shade beneath a cathedral of trees and experience the beauty of nature. Sometimes I enjoy being exposed to the sun's rays and just getting myself out of the mind and observing the things that pass by. And when the clouds arrive, it's a good moment to dine and wine. It's time to say hello to a few people. Hello to all my Patreons, all the people that buy me coffee. Sally and Alan, Amanda, Catherine and Lewis, Natalie, lovely Natalie, Jazz, we all know Jazz, Mr. Bailey, and Paolo C, of course. In fact, hello to everybody and hello to all the new viewers. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and also click the like button. It is a great way to support me. Trying to film dragonflies in flight is challenging. They move so very quickly. The golden ringed dragonfly is the longest British species and has been entertaining me for days outside my home. But what happened next was a very surprising close encounter that I didn't expect. Oh my God, look what's in here. Oh. I'm so blessed. Did you see that? It flew in. Wow. Thank you. Recently, I travelled to the island of Tenerife where I used to live and where Sue sadly passed away, my wife, some years ago. And I stayed in a hostel and I met quite a few people that were staying there and listened to their stories of suffering. This wasn't a holiday, it was like, it wasn't a silent retreat, it was like the opposite of a silent retreat. And I was there, I suppose, to listen. For me it was sort of a lesson. There was a man banging at the door and threatening me, trying to get into the hostel one night. It scared me, I was in fear, you know, it triggered me. And, but I look at that now and think, wow, that was great because it gave me something to look at. And I think sometimes we're meant to go through these situations. I met a woman that had had a car crash when she was 22 and literally her neck was badly damaged. And she has to struggle with, for the rest of her life, pain, chronic pain. It's always there. She's had the operations and one went wrong, but it was fixed, put right, but she's still got all that pain there. And she can never come off the drugs that she takes. I sat with a homeless man on the street a couple of nights and shared my food with him. Got to listen to his story. He wanted to go back to Italy to his mother. He used to have a job there. He had an apartment, and now he was living in a tent. There's so much suffering out there in the world. When you witness it for yourself, you can only but feel grateful for what you've got, you know. Even though you might not have a lot yourself, there's always somebody out there that's suffering more than you. We've got to make the best of life we can, despite all the suffering that we witness and our own suffering. And I think that's important, is to try and always find that gratefulness within you. We can all find peace. We can all find love. It's about switching off from the fast, busy world of doing, that busyness of doing, and switching on to doing nothing, finding space, tranquility and peace, and yeah, fill yourself with a bit of emptiness. The pace of the world seems to get faster and faster. Everybody rushing about from one place to another. Everybody trying to get to work in the traffic jam. Everybody on their mobile phones scrolling faster and faster, clicking, influenced into making decisions. Them decisions usually to spend money to buy something. I'm an influencer of freedom, encouraging you to find tranquility, space, find that love within yourself. And it doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free. I've got some great news about Mum. She has got her mobility back. She's back at home. She's been able to do things herself again. She's 92. It's amazing, isn't it? So thank you for all your well wishes to Mum, and she'll be watching this video, I'm sure.
Thank you, everybody, for your kind messages. Here's to the next 10 years.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click the like button, and don't forget you can join me on Patreon, Facebook and Instagram. And I love my coffee. The link is above, and all the other links are in the description. Thank you for joining me on Inspired by Nature. I look forward to seeing you back on board very soon.